Good evening to those who listen. It's May 20th, 2026. It's 9:58 p.m. And this is a little look into a few scenes from They Live, the movie They Live. Right at the beginning of the movie, we got this graffiti on this wall that they're showing. We got hypnotism. We got that thing. We got a guy that looks like he might have a cell phone, but I don't know what that is. I thought it was like one of those foghorns, but it looks like it's got some frequencies or something coming out of it. So this was from 1988, so they didn't have cell phones back then. There's other thing in there too. They got over here in anger, entertained, so they're keeping us angry at each other, hating each other. They're entertaining us through our TVs. And now we have, of course, cell phones, computers. So they keep us dumbed down, watching entertainment, fighting with each other, doing certain drugs. Yeah. So there's some more things in here. But there's maybe alcohol there and drinks. I don't know. So if you've seen the movie, you know that when you put the glasses on, you can see the reptilians, the aliens, whoever they are, and you can't see them without it. They're broadcasting a signal all around the world where everybody is blinded to them. So there's also these weird things that you can't see normally without the glasses, kind of like drones. There was no drones back in 1988, at least not publicly. If they pushed the button on the watch, this is the reptilians, they had these watches so that they could, they're only supposed to be used in emergency. If they see somebody that sees, then they report them through the watch, and then they can also push a button that gives them into a portal. And the portal leads to this underground, I don't know what we call a base, I guess. Okay, for this part, I got the closed captions on so you can see the words. We're going to mute it. Not sure what's going to happen with copyrights on this, so let's see what happens. So the aliens, reptilians, they were giving the elites more money if they helped them in their quest to infiltrate, I guess, and live among the humans. All right, here's where he's showing them how they are coming to Earth. Andromeda. There's another movie that has Andromeda. So look closely now. It says, or he says, I'm waiting for it. Don't know how it works exactly. It's some sort of gravitational lens deal, bending light. Move from place to place, world to world. Looks like one big airport. But it's like portals, but they're traveling through this gravitational lens bending light. And that reminds me of the sun simulator. I think that might be bending light through lenses. but maybe it's some kind of a portal too. So a suggestion, maybe throwing it out there, is the Sun Simulator portal for these aliens, but demons or fallen angels to come through to our dimension. And it's also, if you look it up, like gravitational lenses, you'll come up with Einstein rings, which are like halos, but they're out in space, supposedly. And they're at a fixed location, and that we can only see them when the Earth aligns up perfectly, blah, 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 blah. If you want to believe what they say about it. But the halos that we see on Earth, they claim, are from the ice crystals, blah, blah, blah. But, if that was true, then it would always be like that. You would have seen them 20 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. They're supposed to be really super rare, but now we see them all the time. And supposedly ice crystals in the atmosphere, blah, blah, blah. The halos are only supposed to be 5 to 10 miles above us. And then supposedly ice crystals form at certain, come on. And they have to be certain temperatures and all that too. But I mainly have seen halos during chemtrails. So that would, the chemicals, maybe with the ice crystals, might be forming them. But I've also seen them when there are no clouds at all. They supposedly happen in the clouds, but then when I asked Google about it, then it made up an excuse, because it was like before, it seemed like, it only happens when there's clouds, because the ice crystals have to have clouds, blah, moisture, blah, blah, blah. But then there's another phenomenon. If there's no clouds, now there's always clouds in the sky, even though we can't see them. I'm like, what? That seems kind of odd. So there's a layer in the atmosphere where there's always ice crystals. Very strange. So in the movie, though, that's how they're getting here. It's kind of like another dimension thing, because they're literally boop, boop, beaming back and forth like pretty much instantaneously. So the only way for people to be able to see the aliens, reptilians, was to blow up this satellite dish that was beaming the frequencies that made everybody blind to it. And when that happened, when you blow up the satellite dish, then the frequency stops and everybody can see the aliens, reptilians. Then suddenly everybody watching TV can see the news anchors that are reptilians, the people that are in the bars, and everybody that's on the streets, whatever, wherever they're at, you can see them now. Now they're exposed. Even in commercials. What was kind of funny is some of the messages were marry and reproduce. But I don't think they want that. I think it's the opposite. They don't want us reproducing. But it's like, you know what's going on there. But so, they're, you know what. And now that the frequency's not there, she can see who he really is. So there you go. That was it. Wow. So amazing how 1988 was so far ahead of its time. This movie was so far ahead of its time. I think they need to do a remake to make it more realistic, because some of it was far-fetched, but the plot, though, and what's really going on. And in the thing, it said by 2025. And here we are. So maybe they're already got everything set in place now, and they're ready to roll. Could be any time, and could be sooner than later. We're seeing all this slow, soft disclosure of aliens already. We got Disclosure Day coming out on June 12th, and we have Supposedly the speech by Trump that's going to disclose the aliens right after July 4th, maybe July 7th. Was it July 7th or July 8th? The anniversary of Roswell, 1947. Yeah, 1947, I think it was July 7th. So it could be that could be like one of the big release days too. So are we seeing in movies predictive programming of what's coming in the future? I think so. Thanks for watching. God bless.